How we doing, folks? Your boy Marcos 10205 numbers after the name. Right here, Tight Tuesday, man. Bring down the limit to the wall, to the wire kind of gameplay, the knockdown fighting, the last minute efforts, the all that jazz, the stuff, you know what I'm saying? And in this case, I want to talk about, last week I talked a little bit about just the rumors of Infinite Warfare because Part Tuesday came around, or I don't know, they really had some Monday. I don't know. I had my video set already, so I spoken about some things, and guess what? I was right on a lot of things actually, and talked about the remaster and stuff like that, but the proof is in the pudding and that kind of stuff, and that was ready. A lot of that stuff was out, unfortunately, before that. Which, let me talk a little about the leaking culture and stuff. I personally, I would lean towards no leaks ever. I prefer to be surprised as much as possible. But, with the information being out there, and I kind of feel a little bit warranted to talk about it here on the channel and stuff, I always look into it. And I do enjoy knowing about the game, I do enjoy that. And there is a certain sense of fun when it comes to the leaked information itself, Oh, what if it could be, remember when it was like, it could be like bloodlines and stuff, and it could go through like multiple generations and stuff like that. That stuff was like, cool and funny to like talk about. And to me, there's always, it's not 100% proven or anything, but to me there's always some sort of truth in almost every leak, unless it's just complete like aberration, like if the website like talking about it is like greatgames.com or great leaks of greatgames.com XXX33X15, then you might want to put some debate. But when the stuff's like on IGN, on Charlie Intel, you see it on like some of the Reddit stuff, even that you kind of have to be a little bit careful with, but a lot of that Reddit stuff's pretty cool. I think it's fair and warranted to check it out. But in an ideal world, I try to stay leak-free. When it comes to other games, let me give you an example. Uncharted 4, for example. Looking forward to playing that. Actually, just dropped today. Looking forward to getting my hands on that and playing that. I am leak-free. I saw that first presentation they did where they fell through the jungle floor. I think that was at the PlayStation Experience, not this past year, but the previous year. That was it. That's literally the only thing I've seen at the game. I haven't watched anything. I didn't watch any of the E3 stuff. Didn't watch the extended E3 stuff came out. Don't care. I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to play it. I'm probably going to like it if I enjoy any of those other first 3 games. At the time of this recording, I actually haven't played any of them. I've played like a little bit of 2 and 3, like the opening thing and stuff, but I haven't really delved into it. Like I said, I think in an earlier video, I think actually yesterday, I'm gonna really dive into that series with the Uncharted collection start now and zip through those games. So expect to see them on Masterpiece Mode, not Masterpiece Mode. Masterpiece probably a throwback for anybody who's been on the channel for a while. Expect to see them on Games Beaten on Mondays. Either way though, so that's kind of how I feel about leaks. But they're out there, whatever, and they are what they are. In the case of the reveal trailer for Infinite Warfare, I didn't really like the trailer, honestly. Now I'm not gonna jump into the 6,000 people that are like hating 6,000. I think that might be a low number, but these just tremendous people that are just disliking it, and I'm not really worried about that. Let's lay this down pretty flat. I prefer the boots on the ground. I prefer no jumping. The reality is that this game right here, Black Ops 3, is where we're going in this series, unless something drastically happens sales-wise. But this is where we're going in the series, and especially with Advanced Warfare and then Black Ops 3 coming out and the success of Black Ops 3 coming out, they're not going to go and take a step back and all of a sudden be like, yeah, you can't really jump anymore. This is not what's going to happen. So once you get over that hurdle and you realize that, hey, Black Ops 3 is a lot of fun in its own way. I think the difficult part for me, and I'm not sure if this experience carries over to a lot of people, but the difficult part for me is that every game that passes by in the Call of Duty series, more variables are thrown at you and crazier stuff happens to make it more difficult for you to succeed, I feel like. I talked about this a little bit, I think, last week, where a tight game now and a really good game now, like when I put up this 76 and 0 game next Wednesday, to me that game is a lot more difficult to have in Black Ops 3 than it is in Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 because there's so much crap going on. Like at any point you can run into any specialist that just happen to click his stuff at any point and just get clapped, and that's it, whereas that wouldn't happen in any other game. Same thing with the jumping and the thrust mechanics and the wall running. It adds a ton of variables where, hey, Nuketown is a 3-lane map, for example, but now, in reality, there's 5 lanes just in terms of to be able to wall run on the side of the jumping kind of stuff, and then there's a lane above everything, which is looking up, and that's something that in shooters we're still not good at, or at least I'm not good at, but we're still not fully accustomed to, and I don't think we honestly like. There's a simplicity when I go back and play Doom. I've been playing doing with some of the pre-order package stuff that I got when I pre-ordered the Doom game for the Xbox One. I got the original Dooms. When you go and play those games and you can't aim up and down, like a Wolfenstein, where you could only aim side to side. There's simplicity of that carries over forever. And guess what? You could be really good at that game, and it's not 100% difficult. I feel a lot of that carries over with Call of Duty as well. There's simplicity between having everyone on the ground, and the most athletic move you could do is like drop shot. Like you see people drop shot anymore. They don't really do that. A, I think they kind of slow down that mechanic in general. But B, it's a lot better to just fly around than try to land on somebody. There's a difference also between what Advanced Warfare did, which was I think a little bit just too much, and I think that's kind of the community's kind of come to a consensus on that, and what Black Ops 3 did. I fully expect the system to be a lot more Black Ops 3-ish. They do say that there are some stuff that makes it easier, more fluid. I don't know what that could be. We'll have to check it out. I'm mainly interested in the fluidity of the game, the kind of movement that we're talking about. I expect it to be Black Ops 3-ish. I don't think it's going to be Advanced Warfare-ish. And I'm also curious to see what the time to kill is in the game. Traditionally, to me, Infinity War games, I never was fully behind them because the time to kill, to me, was just way too little. Like it was way, it just was not like enough to warrant like a good game. Like you just get clapped at any point. And I talked about this already a couple times on the channel, but my favorite argument when I hear people is like, yo, man, I don't know what happened with that Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 game. There was no lag in Modern Warfare 2. And I was like, yeah, there wasn't a lag because you weren't even alive. You were just dead. And we'll see how it comes out. But I wouldn't really. Honestly, I don't think they care. And they actually talked a little bit about it on the earnings call last week at Activision. They don't really care about the dislikes total. It's not really anything interesting. I mean, that's just I have to roll that by. That game's gonna sell like anything. And whether it's good or not doesn't come down to dislikes on YouTube. It goes down to the actual game and what package we're gonna get on November 4th, I believe it is. We'll see what we get in there. We'll also see it, but I do believe there is something to the boots on the ground thing because of the remaster that they're including with the game. So when you think about it a little bit, right, it's like, hey, we're going to give you this flying crazy future stuff, but just in case we're going to give you Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 as well for all those people that want to do that. I think that's more of a PR spin than anything, but I'd be interested to see if next year when we roll around, obviously Sledgehammer doesn't really have a game per se that's theirs that they could do that with, but maybe they would give them like a Modern Warfare 2 or 3. Maybe they'll like package those up and be like, hey man, we'll just remaster. I mean, Raven could do them anyway. It doesn't really matter. I don't know how long this remaster did for Raven, but maybe they'll be able to do that kind of treatment. And they'll be able to do a thing where every year, now time they release it, they'll release, hey, a futuristic one, another one, and they'll really try to kill off the market with that. I think if you want to compare a little bit to the Black Ops 1, the Battlefield 1 trailer that I saw, the trailer itself for Battlefield 1 was a lot better. I think significantly better. I think this trailer that came out for Infinite Warfare was very poorly paced, and even the Modern Warfare sections were kind of, it was cool, like but it wasn't. I don't know. I wouldn't really show too much of that game, nor can you show too much of that game because it's already been released and stuff. But I felt the trailer was poorly paced and really long to not see a whole lot. I do like the song though, Ground Control, Major Tom, that's some cool stuff. But I think the Black Ops, the Battlefield 1 trailer was definitely better in terms of pacing and just colors and everything. It looked amazing. I didn't see any gameplay in it though, so we'll wait and see. I have a feeling it's just gonna be another Battlefield game and. It is what it is in terms of that regard. If you enjoy those, then cool. If you don't enjoy those, I'll see you guys playing Infinite Warfare November 4th, man. Your boy Marcos, man. Tight Tuesday. We outie, man. This was a pretty close one, man.